beware of dog meat. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, ahchyam, Yahweh Shai, ahchyam Rakakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, ahchyam, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a video real quick. And this is a video based on a video that the brother Manak Zakba did from South Carolina. And the title of his video is called Organic Dog Meat and a Coming Famine. Now the reason why they're selling dog meat is because there is a food shortage that is systematically being implemented by the government itself. And while this famine is being induced, they are steadily putting the blame on countries like Russia, Ukraine. This is their fault. This is that fault. That they're responsible for doing all this. But wait a minute though. Nobody is questioning these different food factories that are being burned down across the globe. Not just here in the United States, but food factories in Europe, food factories in Ukraine, food factories in various different parts of these different countries around the globe are being burned down. And it's leading to one common culprit that have control over the whole entire globe. The biblical elites. The elites, the biblical Edomites, okay, these so-called elites, they're the ones who have control over the whole planet through their monetary banking system. So if these so-called elites have control over the whole world, in which they do, what do you think they're going to orchestrate if they have an NWO, a New World you-know-what? Well, if they have a NWO agenda and they're trying to, get people to submit to this NWO agenda, what do you think, what kind of measures do you think they're going to go for in order to get people to submit to the NWO agenda? They intend on weaponizing food, and they've already started doing it. Using food against the public. Meanwhile, while all these different food corporations around the globe are being burned down to the ground, while the so-called elites are telling these different governments around the world to command these farmers to kill off tens of thousands of chickens under this false perception that there's a bird flu going around. Why is all these cattle dying off from heat waves down there in Kansas? How come these kind of things are not being talked about in the mainstream media? Who controls the mainstream media? The so-called elites, through the so-called Israelis. So the main common culprit behind all this are the Edomites, the so-called elites. Okay, and they're going to continue to systematically create a famine on the planet. Meanwhile, they're going to continue to use Russia and Ukraine as a scapegoat They've already started blaming Russia and Ukraine for rising food prices. But that's not why. That's not why food prices are rising. I went to go buy a jar of mayo. What was it? Yesterday? And let me tell you something. A jar of mayo was over $6. Yes, that's right. A jar of mayo was $5.99. And the food prices are not going to stop skyrocketing. They're going to continue to rise, and they're going to continue to rise until finally people are going to start to realize that something is not right here. Should a loaf of bread be $4? But these people are so asleep. I'm talking about the vast majority of these people. They're so asleep that they don't see it coming. And that's why when you read books like 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, it speaks about the Lord coming as a thief in the night. When a thief strikes when a person least expects it. And these people don't expect that a famine could hit this country. Because you can still go to your grocery stores, you can still buy food, you can order food from over the phone. You know? But if you open your eyes, you can clearly see that there's a food shortage going on. And it's being systematically done by the so-called elites through the Illuminati, by these different governments around the globe. And this is not being talked about by the mainstream media. But anyways, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're not supposed to be eating dog meat, okay? You're not supposed to eat dog meat because according to the Holy Scriptures, dog meat is considered unclean. And a matter of fact, if we come over here to the book of Leviticus, right, you got pastors out there who say that the Old Testament is done away with. Meanwhile, when you go to the New Testament, namely the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter, you know, who the world calls Jesus, whose true name is Yahushua in the Paleo Hebrew, he clearly told us that one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. You know what that means? That means that we still got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, are we going to be saved on keeping the laws? No. But we are rehearsing the righteous acts like it tells you in the book of Judges. Okay? We are rehearsing the righteous acts. That means that we are keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments that we can keep to the best of our ability. Okay? So that means that we still got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. So Leviticus chapter 11 verse 4. Nevertheless, and this applies only to the Hebrew Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. Again, the true Hebrew Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is because the laws, statutes, and commandments was given only to our nation, the people. Okay? The law, statutes, and commandments was given to our nation, the people only. And that's, that started with Moses on Mount Sinai. Okay? That's when the covenant between us and the Heavenly Father was made. Okay? So Leviticus chapter 11 verse 4, it says, "Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud." So you're not supposed to eat these kind of animals, okay? It says, "Or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you." Okay, now if you look at a camel's feet, right? A camel's foot has paws. So right off the bat, that should tell you right there that you're not supposed to eat animals with paws. So if an animal have paws, like cats, dogs, wolves, lions, tigers, cougars, panthers, jaguars, what other animals have paws? You know, rabbits. You know, kangaroos. Those things are the sorts. You're not supposed to eat animals with paws. That also includes camels. Okay? Now, can you eat horse meat? No. Even though the horse divided the hoof, the horse is still unclean. Okay? It says, "And the coney," because, okay, I believe a coney is another word for a rabbit. A coney, it falls under the rabbit family. Okay? Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you, right? So rabbits are considered unclean, so you're not supposed to eat rabbits. And the hare, okay? I believe a hare is another form of a rabbit. Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. Okay? And the swine, though he divideth the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. So a swine is pig, so you're not supposed to eat pork either. Okay? So you're not supposed to eat, you know, animals with paws. But here it is, because we live in the wicked society, you know, dogs and cats gotta worry about being put in chop shops, and being consumed as food, when that's not supposed to happen. But just giving a fair warning out there, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're not supposed to eat cat or dog meat. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom. It's on to the next one.